co-organized by the Department of Justice, the Law Society of Hong Kong, and the Hong Kong Bar Association. The LexGoTech Roundtable series was launched by the Department of Justice in June last year. It brings together stakeholders from across the legal sector to share their visions, their first-hand experience, and practical tips on the application and potential of LawTech. With the continuous support of the Department of Justice Consultation Group on LawTech development and various legal professional bodies, we are most pleased to have come to the 5th round of the series. Today's theme is Innovating Legal Practice with LawTech. Unlike previous rounds, we are most delighted to have not only distinguished legal practitioners with us, but also LawTech services providers joining today's roundtable session. And we have moved beyond the series' original venue at the Justice Place to this very well-equipped and new premises of the Law Society of Hong Kong. So, may I first invite you to join me in giving a round of applause to the President of the Law Society for hosting us today. Thank you, President. Thank you once again for Law Society's assistance in providing the venue. And to begin with, may I now invite the Deputy Secretary for Justice, Dr. Horace Cheung, to deliver the opening remarks. Please join me in welcoming Deputy Secretary.
Well done, Martin. Members of the legal profession and representative of the LawTech service providers, good afternoon. I'm pleased to see members of the two legal professional bodies gathering here today to explore the opportunities offered by LawTech. Your presence today underlines the importance of the work ahead of us, and I would like to thank the Law Society and the Bar Association in co-organizing this roundtable with us, especially the Law Society for the kindly providing venue and sponsoring the night refreshment for today. Today's session is made meaningful by the presence and participation of LawTech service providers. They're going to join our dialogue to address the practical and everyday concerns of the legal sector, the end users. As technology evolves, we must ask ourselves a critical question. How do we align our professional needs with LawTech solutions? To answer this, we must recognize the value of technology in sharpening our competitive edge. Our clients' expectations have shifted, a change I'm certain that you would have experienced in your daily practice. Regardless of your practice area or where your clients are based, the demand for speed and precision is higher than ever in the digital era. Yeah. And moving beyond basic keyword searches and data filterings, we are witnessing the rise of digital workflows and even AI agents. Engaging with technology in our practice is no longer a luxury. Nor is it simply about saving time. It's about further empowering the top-tier legal services we already deliver. Technology empowerment has become increasingly important given Hong Kong's unique role as a super connector and super value adder. Connecting the Chinese mainland and the world, the National 15th Five-Year Plan supports Hong Kong in leveraging the strength of our professional services to assist enterprises in going global. To implement the initiative set out in the Chief Executive 2025 Policy Address, DOJ set up the Hong Kong Professional Services Global Platform, which plays the role of a golden matchmaker for supporting Chinese mainland enterprises going global and connect them with Hong Kong professional services, including legal, dispute resolution, finance, and accounting sectors. Matchmaking is fluid and dynamic. As in any human relationship, it's not about finding the perfect Mr. or Mrs. Right. In the professional context, it's about aligning the right capabilities with the right demand. This is precisely how technology can assist in enhancing competitiveness of our legal sector. LawTech is more than an efficiency tool. It gives our already outstanding legal professional the flexibility to be the right match. By streamlining workflows, automating routine tasks, enhancing legal research capability, and enabling smarter compliance tracking across different jurisdictions, technology allows our legal professionals to adapt quickly to diverse client demands, be it a domestic startup, a multinational corporation, or a Chinese mainland company seeking to go global. This gives our profession, including SME law firms and barristers and sole proprietors, the agility to serve any client regardless of scale, industry, budget, or capacity. At the same time, we must also remember technology is a tool for optimization and will never be a replacement for human judgment or human touch. While machines can process documents far beyond the human speak, they cannot understand emotions, catch nuance, and will never replace lawyers' duties and obligations in upholding core professional values and ethics. A tool is only as powerful as its execution, and it all depends on you. As you would agree, client relationship are built on trust, and human precision sits at the very heart of that connection. When a client calls you, they like seeking answers and reassurance. They need a trusted advisor and not just automated advice. Ultimately, this is not about the hours stated in the fee logs, but the quality of the time spent with clients. Technology liberates us from the time-consuming manual work and administrative burdens so that we can focus on fostering trust and deploying strategic move, and thereby allowing us to deliver sustainable and high-quality service and give genuine client care. This brings us to a practical reality, and exactly why we are at this roundtable today, to discuss how to innovate our practice with technology and how to bridge the professional needs and LawTech solutions. Our success is not measured by how advanced the technology is showcased here, but how technology synergizes with our profession. By leveraging this synergy, we can confidently safeguard our clients' interests as the landscape evolves around us and strengthen Hong Kong's strategic position as an international legal hub. It's therefore encouraging to see this diverse range of LawTech solutions showcased at today's roundtable, and I'm all the more delighted to witness of our legal professional in embracing the new technologies. I look forward to today's discussion and demonstration by LawTech service providers, and I'm sure that today's roundtable will give us with practical insight for our next step of wider technology adoption in legal practice. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Zhang. Next, may we invite the President of the Law Society of Hong Kong, Mr. Roundtable, to share his welcoming remarks. Please, President.
Getting old, Deputy Secretary for Justice, Mr. Martin Hui, SC, Vice Chairman of the Hong Kong Bar Association, distinguished guests, learned friends, fellow members of the legal profession, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the fifth round of the LexGoTech Roundtable series, and in particular to extend a warm welcome to all of you to the new premises of the Law Society of Hong Kong. This roundtable reflects a meaningful and ongoing collaboration between the Department of Justice, the Hong Kong Bar Association, and the Law Society. It brings together the key institutions of Hong Kong's legal profession in a shared endeavor to advance the development and adoption of LawTech. Since its inception, the LexGoTech Roundtable series has served as an important platform for stakeholders across the legal ecosystem to exchange views, share practical experience, and explore the evolving role of technology in legal practice. In this connection, I would like to express my appreciation to the Deputy Secretary for Justice and the Department of Justice for their continued support of this initiative. With 4 rounds already completed, the 5th round represents a further step in deepening that engagement. Today's session is particularly significant in its focus. It moves beyond general discussion and centers on bridging practical needs with technological solutions, allowing participants to better understand how LawTech can meaningfully integrate into daily legal practice. The inclusion of the LawTech demonstration is especially worthy. These sessions offer a valuable opportunity for participants to engage directly with emerging tools, to better appreciate their capabilities, and to reflect on their relevance to modern legal practice. The insights and feedback generated from today's discussions will also play an important role in informing future initiatives and policy considerations aimed at promoting wider adoption of LawTech within the profession. Against this backdrop, the legal profession stands at a pivotal moment. The rapid development of artificial intelligence and digital technologies continues to transform how legal services are delivered, how risks are managed, and how access to justice may be enhanced. The Law Society has been proactive in preparing the profession for this transition. Through our strategic approach of inform, engage, and implement, we have sought to build awareness, support capability development, and facilitate practical adoption of technology across the profession. We have introduced a range of initiatives to support our members, including the development of AI resources, target training programs, and practical tools such as the current name screening tool, which integrates technology into compliance and risk management processes. These efforts reflect our commitment to ensuring that innovation remains firmly grounded in the rule of law, professional integrity, and responsible human oversight. At the same time, we recognize that meaningful progress in LawTech cannot be achieved by any single institution acting alone. It requires close and sustained collaboration among the government, the relevant authorities, the bar, the solicitors profession, and the wider legal community. It is therefore particularly fitting that today's roundtable is jointly organized by our 3 institutions. It reflects a shared vision for the future of legal practice in Hong Kong and a collective responsibility to ensure that the profession remains competitive, resilient, and forward-looking. As we gather here today, I hope that this new setting provides not only a venue for discussion, but also a platform for collaboration and innovation as we navigate the opportunities and challenges ahead together. Looking ahead, while the adoption of LawTech presents challenges, it also offers significant opportunities for the profession to evolve, to enhance efficiency, and to reinforce Hong Kong's position as a leading international legal and dispute resolution center. I encourage all participants to engage actively in today's discussions, to share your perspectives, and to consider how we may collectively bridge the gap between technological possibilities and practical needs. On that note, I wish all a fruitful and insightful roundtable. Thank you.
Thank you, President Tong. May we next invite Mr. Martin Hui SC, Vice Chairman of the Hong Kong Bar Association, to share with us. Thank you, Martin.
Good afternoon, Deputy Secretary for Justice, President Tong of the Law Society, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Hong Kong Bar Association, it is indeed my privilege to be invited to attend and to welcome you all to today's roundtable. First of all, we would like to especially thank the Deputy Secretary, together with the department's staff, in particular the lead office of the DOJ, for their efforts in organizing the LexGoTech Roundtable series since June last year. These roundtables have been instrumental in ensuring that our legal sector remains abreast of technological developments. The Bar is privileged to co-organize this round, the fifth roundtable, with the DOJ and the Law Society. And we also thank the Law Society and the President in particular for graciously hosting us in this very nice new venue for today's event. The previous 4 rounds of LexGoTech events have gathered insights from a wide range of legal stakeholders, including we barristers, solicitors, government lawyers, scholars, in-house lawyers, and arbitrators. The LawTech conference held last December during the Hong Kong Legal Week 2025 and the LawTech Fest have offered valuable insights into the legal sector's use of LawTech. And the DOJ's effort, as encapsulated in the summary report for that event, have promoted the adoption of LawTech by the legal sector as a whole. At the Bar, we see a steadily growing adoption of AI and LawTech tools amongst our members, save perhaps myself. By leveraging technology to expedite administrative tasks such as transcription or compiling chronologies, legal professionals can free up their time to focus really on what is important for their clients, such as providing high-value advices and strategic planning for their clients. As we embrace innovation, we must acknowledge that the integration of AI is not without its risks, of which the Bar is acutely aware. Legal professional privilege, client confidentiality, the risk of algorithmic black boxes, data bias, hallucination are some of the novel challenges introduced by AI that deserve continuous attention. Consequently, the Bar is evaluating whether guidance should be issued to our members on the use of these tools. And to this end, the Bar has established the Standing Committee on AI and Ethics, tasked with examining these emerging important issues. And I'm pleased to see the committee's chairman, Mr. Norman Hui, and a few of the members here today, despite Mr. Hui's late arrival. This brings us to something of the chicken and egg dilemma. As the saying goes, we don't know what we don't know. If the legal sector is unaware of the AI's potential or only appreciates the advantages of AI and LawTech in theory without utilizing them in daily practice, then any guidance we issue will remain purely academic. That is why it is so valuable that today's roundtable will feature demonstrations of these LawTech tools and industry-wide initiatives. And that is something I'm particularly looking forward to learning more about today. We are delighted to see the DOJ taking a proactive lead in championing LawTech for the entire legal profession. It is also encouraging to see so many young faces in the room today. I must confess that the younger generation is vastly more tech-savvy than I could ever hope to be. But looking around, I'm equally heartened to see many of our senior practitioners here today, President Tong included. This cross-generational presence demonstrates that adapting to the future is a collective journey for the entire legal profession. After all, tempting as it may be, we cannot delegate our professional duties and judgment to technology. Courtroom advocacy is a quintessentially human skill, as its sole purpose is to convince other human beings, judge or jury, of the correctness of legal or factual propositions. In fact, it is our human experiences that bind us together and help make us good lawyers. These experiences that informed our propositions are not qualities that can simply be coded, automated, or substituted by AI. AI and LawTech are here to assist and not to replace. We are confident that the responsible adoption of LawTech tools will benefit the broader society, and it will improve access to justice and enhance judicial efficiency, ultimately upholding the proper and robust administration of justice that defines our city. In doing so, LawTech can also enhance the competitiveness of Hong Kong's legal services by driving productivity and delivering greater value to clients. I'm confident that you will find today's roundtable insightful. Thank you very much.
Would you please remain or rejoin the stage because this moment I'd like to invite Dr. Zhou, President Tong, and Mr. Hui to have a group photo with us. Thank you. And since I'm the one holding the mic, I think I could seek your indulgence to join your photo. Thank you.
Maybe can set this side or yeah. 係因為個太側。One, two, three. One more. One, two, three.
好喺呢度啊！1、2、3，1、2、3，再嚟多張啊！1、2、3，1、2、3，算下。我喺度可以。
Okay, one more at the back. Sorry. One more at the back. Yes.
So privilege.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
我咁我 set 入嚟。OK 咗，冇事。
Thank you. Thank you once again for the very kind opening remarks that would make us a very good start. So we now move on to the very important session, a roundtable session for today. I'm very pleased to introduce our moderator, Ms. Chris Zhao, member of DOJ's consultation group on LawTech development. Chris will be moderating this session and will be joined by representative of the two branches of our legal profession, and also very importantly, representatives of 6 services providers. They are the LawTech services providers, and in this session, we would explore the relevance, how LawTech can enhance our competitiveness, the issues, what are the major opportunities and challenges, the solutions, how LawTech services providers would tackle issues like data security, privacy, or cost concerns, so on and so forth. And more importantly, the ecosystem, how we could build a sustainable system, lowering the barriers and enhancing trust and confidence. So for information and background of our 6 services providers, I will invite you to scan the QR code on the side of the screen. Now here comes the QR code. And before we warmly welcome Chris and our panelists, I would like to make a small announcement in case you don't know. The Law Society has generously not only sponsoring the venue and also some light refreshments. So please help yourself. And now let's move on and welcome Chris and the panelists. Over to you, Chris. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the LexGoTech Roundtable Series, 5th round. My name is Chris. I'm also a council member of Law Society. I'm the moderator today. It's actually wonderful to see so many lawyers fill with this auditorium. I think since opening, right, we haven't seen so many participants in one event. And it's also wonderful to see, there's so many lawyers actually not just observing the future of the legal practice, but actually actively participating to build it. Today, we have very important topic because AI is actually reshaping the legal work everywhere. Hong Kong as the legal hub, international legal hub, we certainly have the chance to lead, but not just follow. So we have with us today 8 wonderful speakers. Hin Han, it's the council member of Law Society, and also we have Ernest, representative from the Bar Association, and also we have representative from 6 forward-thinking LawTech providers. Let me get my paper, sorry. Not very tech, but it's simple and reliable, sorry. Lawyers, we love document in paper form. And also get my glasses. I'm getting old as well, President. Okay, let me quickly introduce our 6 speakers as well. They are Mr. Rob Head from Thomson Reuters. Yep. And Mr. Michael Sid from LexisNexis. Mr. Edward Siu from RICO Hong Kong. And Mr. Daniel Hobson from Clio. Professor Lu Haitian from Wise Law. And Mr. Teddy Zhang from Superhub. Okay, as you see, we have a very strong panel today, so we have to move quick. Let's just lay out some just sort of house rules, right? 2.5 minutes per speaker per turn, okay? And we are trying to keep our conversation sharp, honest, and also grounded in real practice. Okay, let's get started. Let me begin with sort of a big picture, because we have talking about legal tech for a couple of years already. So Hin Han and Ernest, you are the profession, right? Part of the profession. And can you tell us where we are in terms of AI adoption in your daily practice right now?
Well, I guess just to begin, lawyers were very risk aware. So in terms of adoption, we have a lot of considerations. And I think that's one of the reasons why in 2024, the Law Society published an AI position paper. And it laid out a roadmap on how we can deal with AI, how do we adopt it. And it's just to try to prepare us to get ready for it. And in that same year, we actually did a survey of the lawyers. Over 1,000 people responded to the survey. And of that survey, we obtained some more insights into how the adoption is going. I think there were over 60% respondents who are 9+ years PQE. So they represent a dynamic scope of people. They have domestic lawyers, foreign, international firms, and also in-house lawyers. And all of these recognized, well, for the most part, most recognize that AI will significantly impact the profession. Over 83% expected an AI to boost productivity. 71% anticipated it would enable higher value work. And over 50% predicted that there'd be reduced junior staff hours, which may affect billing. But there's also concerns, of course. Over 50% were very concerned about accuracy. There's also a majority that are very concerned about over-reliance on AI, ethical usage, cybersecurity, and job displacement. And of course, on top of that, we all know data privacy is another issue in terms of transparency and verification that we need to deal with. And one more issue that was captured in that survey is the cost of the technology. A lot of the lawyers have indicated that if they have the budget, they would try. But right now, the adoption is not as quick because of this barrier.
Well, I think on the barrister side, I would just want to echo what Mr. Hui SC has said. Or in court is about human skills, about human persuasions. The biggest opportunities that I see of using AI, and I'm a happy AI user in both my professional practice and also in my academic teachings. So despite some worry that there will be job displacement for junior counsel, I'm still here doing okay. So I hope there's some assurance. But anyway, the point is really, I have been through the time where we have to go through the law report on papers, look at the catchwords on the law report to do the research, going on to the era where we use search terms on various search engines. Now, using AI is certainly a big step forward, giving you gateways to areas of law which you don't know or you are unfamiliar with. So that's, I would say, very useful. And I would also encourage practitioners to adopt that mentality as well. Of course, the biggest worry is reliability and trust. And AI much depends on the database and foundation it works with. So that would be one of the biggest limitations that we see in practice because of the trust and the width of the basis on which the AI operates on as part of our research. I think that hopefully that provides some insight on what we'll be looking for in the near future of this AI practice.
Thank you. So we hear upsides and ping points as well. Rob, what's the most immediate and practical value that lawyers gain from AI tools nowadays? I mean, for example, if I'm not using it, what are the risks? Or what are the consequences of, say, for example, inefficiency, not recognized by the client, kind of stuff?
So I'll take those as two distinct questions there, Chris. Thank you. So slightly counterintuitive, it's not automation that's the main value driver here. So it's actually going to be compression. So the amount of time that you can save in doing tasks that you do today will shrink, and that will give you more time to spend on value add work. So whether you're today spending time on high cognition, low judgment work, that work will start to be reduced by the AI. So that'll be things like finding authorities, piecing together histories, checking whether a position holds across multiple sources of information. And that absolutely requires legal training, but it's not the senior judgment that clients are paying for these days. The clients are expecting different things and more from their advisors. And so what AI is now doing, and we're seeing this quite clearly as it's layered into platforms like Westlaw and Practical Law, is structuring and synthesizing and grounding large bodies of data into something that's much more usable, much more quickly. So that's freeing up lawyers to spend time on the things that value much more. Judgment, strategy, and advice. This is where lawyers are really going to go up the value chain. So where's mostly practical today? For high value, legal research. Document review and contract analysis, where people can focus on decision rather than discovery. And then drafting support. Whether you're working from precedent and still need to understand what's market today and what's changed and why. But I think the more important part of the question you asked is, what's the risk of not using AI now? Which is not something we often talk about, right? So there's three that I'll lay out here. One is consistency. So lawyers working today, doing the same task on 2 different days may perform inconsistently. AI adds a level of consistency, not perfection, but consistency. And 2 different lawyers may do the same task differently as well. Then you have speed and capability asymmetry. So lawyers who use AI may come across very differently to their clients than lawyers that don't. And the speed and responsiveness and quality may soon become very visible to clients. And then third, institutional knowledge risk. So lawyers, you're all in the room carrying a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge in your heads. That goes out the door with you when you leave an organization. So how do you keep hold of that information in products and systems within your organization that helps your organization to sustain itself moving forward? And that's where AI is also playing a role to bottle that and make that available moving forward.
Thank you. When it comes to review document, I think it's quite effective for me I try to keep up with the president's letter every month. There are a lot of information in the president's letter, and I use AI to summarize it for me. It's really effective, actually. I would suggest everyone to use it. Michael, can you show us a real evidence, not example, evidence of a lawyer using AI, i.e. lawyer plus AI, is actually outperform a lawyer working alone?
Sure. I think when we started with AI in legal space, we talked a lot about processing more information, summarizing cases. Oftentimes a lawyer's job is to find the dots and connect them. And AI can really help you find more dots and actually find a better way to connect all of them, as Rob and Chris has mentioned. I think there's a bit of more nuance as well in terms of increasing speed and compressing time and productivity, is that imagine you have a due diligence and you've reviewed all the data room and you think it'll take you 4 weeks to review everything and give an insight to your client. And now your private equity client says you have 2 weeks. It's not as simple as doubling the lawyers and compressing the time by half, because it never works scaling linearly, because there's now more coordination costs. If you have more lawyers, there's more time spent discussing and connecting information. So what we've found with AI tools is by increasing your productivity and compressing time, improving your speed, that scales linearly. If an AI tool can make you 50% faster, you can do things in 50% faster. So we launched Lexis Plus AI and Protégé last year, and we already have clients using it, and over 80% of our customers say they are doing their tasks 50% faster. And these are live examples of customers using our platform. So we talked about juniors using AI and tools to improve their capacity and productivity. We also find that seniors, as Martin mentioned, senior practitioners, are also finding tools useful. They are not the ones drafting, they're not the ones doing the research. We have a senior litigator tell us that by sort of their inherent view, they don't want to use AI to do their research, they don't want AI to do their drafting, but they will use AI to review. They will use AI to be the opposing counsel and challenge their legal arguments. This way, it can often find missing lines of reasoning, citations that you missed, and it really helps them because it's not something they can easily do unless they find a colleague to actually spend time doing that with them. So imagine all the times where you missed a case, a citation that totally wrecked your argument. If AI can help you reduce that chance, that will be very valuable. As Martin mentioned, you don't know what you don't know, and we think senior practitioners now are using AI to help remove those or reduce those blind spots, and that itself is already worth the price of the subscription alone.
That's very convincing. Apart from saving time for judgment or decision making, Ernest, do you actually see the AI can help you to make judgment call in your advocacy, for example?
Well, in terms of the ultimate judgment, that may not be, but as Rob had said, it's about compressions of time, not automations. So when you have AI to assist you to do things that may take up a lot of time, the time that you have saved would quite allow you to think better of what your judgment call would be at the end. So that would be very helpful in that regard.
Thank you. Hinhan, what about you?
Yeah, I agree with Ernest's thought. I mean, if we can free up space in order to dive deeper into the strategy of the case, that would be much better.
Right. I myself is actually an in-house lawyer as well. I think it's quite difficult to carve out AI nowadays because actually the company has moved on to be AI native, and actually they integrate AI into all the work process. So being part of the sort of advisor to the company, right? We are legal and compliance. we can't really say that, okay, sorry, I rely on paper, rely on Excel, right? It's every communication and workflow, AI related. So I think from that perspective, it's actually not an option, but actually something that you need to put in action, right? We move on a little bit to the issue that we concern. We talk about confidentiality, privacy, and data security, right? It is always the top concern of lawyers. Daniel, I would like to hear your view about how the AI tools can address our concern on the issue that we just talked about.
Absolutely. So I think it's breaking it down into a few different areas of that to start with. So secure doesn't necessarily mean you should do it. So there's pressure on vendors to build tools in a way that data isn't being learned from, it's encrypted, it's safe, you can put confidential documents into it. We have to build things to bank grade security. We work with governments around the world. I've got court systems in various places putting in confidential witness statements into AI platforms, and the absolute pressure on us is to secure those documents and know exactly what's happening to them and when. So if I can impart a piece of advice, it is to put pressure on your vendors to demonstrate they understand what is happening to your data in their platform. Because a blanket answer, a policy, it's great to tick a box, but we will build things as securely as possible. But it is absolutely the user's responsibility to interrogate that information and make sure it stacks up. There's a lot of ambiguity in the presentation of what's happening to this data. And the more you press, the more you get a clearer picture of what's possible. The second thing is, just because it's secure doesn't mean you should do it. So I can say that our platform is secure, and there can still be bad uses of our platform. So you might put it in, your data might be secure, but the way you use it is not safe. Again, the security of your data, responsibility lies with the vendor. Kind of safety of how you apply that technology to your work, that responsibility will always land with you. And when you look at these headline issues that are happening at the moment where counsel are being pulled up in court for fake information and things like that, it's very rarely that they put a confidential document into a secure platform. It's normally misuse of a platform that wasn't kind of accredited in the first place. So it's a collaboration between user and vendor to create an environment where lawyers can use technology effectively and safely.
Yeah, I tend to agree, because the way to use it, it's very important. And back to 2 years ago, Law Society published the first position paper, actually brings out the urgent need of putting in action to support the profession to understand and adopt AI and LawTech under guidance and proper framework. So I think that addressed the topic that you just mentioned, how we use it. Teddy, I would also like to hear your views about securities and data
Yes.
protection. Yes.
Yes, sure. Actually, there is a lot of customer-based AI tools. For example, Perplexity, POE, that kind of thing. Actually, we have a lot of customers in Hong Kong, over 3,000 companies, and a lot of them, I mean, the end user, they are using this kind of, we call shadow AI, without notifying anyone. They just put all the company data to the AI, and this kind of data to be trained to the external AI model. So I think the first thing is that we need to define the approved AI tool list in the company, right? And this kind of AI tools must be complied with some security standard. For example, GDPR and ISO 27001. This is very important because first thing we need to make sure the tools we are using must be secure, right? Designed for business and secure, not for consumer. And the next one, underlay the AI, is all about the data, right? The AI tools must be can be integrated with some independent data protection tool. For example, like Microsoft Purview. This is a very comprehensive data protection tools. It can track the location and how you consume the data. For example, if you leverage the AI, for example, Copilot to generate some summary connecting to the database, and then the Purview can identify if you have shared this kind of data to other external party, which is not expected.
Right. Okay. I hear a lot of very technical terms. Sorry. If a lawyer like me, right, not very tech, if I decided to use AI tomorrow, can you use a language that a lawyer can understand? What's the most efficient, easy, low risk way to onboard myself to use AI?
Yes, very good question. So maybe I take myself as an example. In my company, all of our staff has the Microsoft Copilot license, and then the Copilot will generate a Teams message to me at every day at 9 o'clock to summarize all the unread email. I have a lot of email every day, over 100. I used it to miss many important email, and then it will summarize the unread email, and then the priority, and also the next action plan. This is really helpful. When I commuting to my office, I read that kind of message in 5 minutes, and I can make my plan of the day. This is the first one, the individual one. And next, I would suggest if you even have the in-person or face-to-face meeting, you can open Teams and then use the Copilot function in Teams, and then you will summarize your meeting, make the summary, make the minutes after the meeting, and then you can share with the team and further follow up. Even the Copilot in Teams can generate a dashboard and the task breakdown to the planner, and all the teammates can follow up effectively. Okay. And lastly, if some F1 user, you can try to create some AI agent. For example, in my company, our HR manager, she is a LawTech lady, and then she leveraged Microsoft Copilot to create a CV screening AI agent to screen the 100 of CV daily. So I got a very good comment from her.
Thank you. I see a lot of lawyers are actually nodding and smiling, DSJ included. Sounds very attractive. Edward, I just saw you nodding and smiling as well.
Yeah.
Do you want to share your view with us?
Yeah, I think Teddy has talked about a lot of use case and the benefit and tools. And thank you, Daniel. It's because he mentioned a very important point that yes, you need to choose a very good service provider, right? Yeah, so this is one of the main point. So easiest language for you guys. So when we come to the service provider, and we need to make sure that we actually always tell our customer, don't rush to use AI because you don't know what is that. And we need to, first of all, if you have chosen the responsible service provider, they will need to make sure that you have the enough groundwork. Like you will need to have a very good document management system. Like you need to prioritize your tasks, and you need to categorize the data risk of your documents before using AI. Because actually, AI is actually just like a human. They don't know the data risk of your own. Like if you make a girlfriend, at the initial stage, you don't know each other, right? You need to learn from each other. But actually, when you are trying to adapt AI, that is similar concept. So you need to have the document management system to categorize the data risk, and also you need to have a very good document management system to make sure that the data is correct and the version control is right. And then before that, you are not ready for AI. When you decided to go for AI, and then the responsible service provider will try to see which kind of language system will fit for your industry. and then they will choose for you. And also, it's because the law for the cybersecurity is becoming more strict, like for the critical infrastructure. Actually, it includes a lot of industries. So they need to make sure that the data locations and things that is actually suitable for your industry and the use case for your industry as well. So before that, you need to inquire a lot of IT expert and also the service provider to make sure that this is actually up to the date for the legal requirement and things. So that will be a lot to talk. So I want to keep it short. So if you want to know a lot more about that, just contact the right service provider. Yeah.
Esther. Right, okay, thank you. Let's be a little bit more forward-looking. Professor Lu Haitian, how do you expect AI to reshape the way lawyers work in the next 3 to 5 years?
Thank you, Chris. Actually, at Wise Law, our motto is reshape the future of legal services. So in the next 3 to 5 years, actually, we are foreseeing this. With AI reducing 80% of the frictions around the legal administrative work, then lawyers focus on the high-value 20%. That is judgment, strategy, negotiation, client understanding, and risk allocation. So with this assumption in mind, I foresee the following trend. First, because AI's high productivity leads to information overload that needs human evaluation, we may need more lawyers rather than less lawyers to keep human in the loop. The second, there's a upskilling. With AI doing the juniors' work, juniors are more working like associates and face real pressure. And associates are working more like partners. So each lawyer will need to design workflows, supervise AI agents, review outputs, and make his or her own decisions. Third, the flat rate rather than billable hours. Clients feel better, and law firms that better utilize AI to improve productivity earns that profit. Fourth, and most importantly, with AI empowerment, individual capabilities of star lawyers will become the law firm's institutional asset, because AI knows how to summarize and then accumulate know-hows and experiences. So super lawyers' know-how and taste becomes organizational capabilities. So for Wise Law, so this is why we are building a legal digital employee. So they understand laws, able to execute, constantly evolving and deeply embedded into the workflow of lawyers. That's what I see. Thank you.
Thank you. Daniel, what do you see the AI adventure for the Hong Kong profession in the next 3 to 5 years?
It's really interesting. And following that, there was quite a few tangible, practical changes that are happening there. So I'm going to take a slightly different approach, and I'm going to look a bit at the theory of change over the next 3 to 5 years. And I'm going to give some context on that. So I've worked and helped adopt AI 5,000 lawyers in 15 different countries in the last 3 years. So it gave me a lens that allows to see how all different practitioners from different regions, different areas of the industry are viewing things. And I've actually just finished recording a short docu-series where I'm interviewing a key leader in each area of law around what good looks like in 5 years' time. And what it's proven to me is that nobody knows, because they all had completely different answers. So before I go into practical things of what law will look like, I actually put that burden back onto the people in the room in terms of shaping what it looks like. Vendors, our responsibility is to build capability, what's possible. But we build things, and then a month later, it's being used for something we hadn't even thought of. And a lawyer is applying it differently based on their work, whether they're a senior lawyer, junior lawyer, in-house counsel, barrister. And actually, two of the people that I interviewed interviewed for that docuseries were from Hong Kong. It was a professor of law and a barrister and arbitrator. And even they had different visions of what good looks like for the future. So when we're thinking about what 3 to 5 years looks like, I think there is a real opportunity to make the legal world a better, more effective place. You can increase access to law through lowering the economic barrier to legal services. And you can look at it on a big system layer like that. But then there are also risks. So we talked earlier about kind of bias within LLMs, etc. And it's down to the people using it to decide how they wield it. We, the people sat here, will build powerful things and they will only get more powerful. But how they are implemented in practice will be down to you guys. That's the theory. In practice, things I'm seeing, we touched on billable models and things like that. I've seen law firms that wanted to scale in revenue and had the idea that they would need to double headcount to get there, do so without hiring another person. I've seen that in the last 2 years. That's already happening. We are seeing a huge influx of information that needs to be dealt with by both practitioners and court systems, which, as my colleague on the panel pointed out, is creating a higher demand for good judgment, because everything at face value looks good that's created by AI. And it takes a seasoned practitioner to sift through the kind of the slop, as it's called, that AI is generating and find the meaningful points of law. So people worry about the death of the billable hour. I actually have seen instances where people are charging more for their judgment because there's so much bad information out there that the value of proper legal advice increases. So, yeah, I'm kind of avoiding the question of giving a direct answer.
But sounds positive.
But I'm trying to paint the whole picture rather than face false positives. So, yeah, hopefully that sparks some thought rather than gives complete clarity.
Actually, well, I just caught two very key terms: more lawyers, more billable hours, and higher hourly rate. Yeah, I mean, among all these uncertainties, right, Rob? I just want to hear your views about if you're going to set one's sort of AI usage principle for our future use. What would you say?
So if I had to distill that down into kind of one phrase, the professional obligation cannot be delegated to a tool. So when you're thinking about how you use AI, back to a point Daniel made earlier, it's you can give people really good tools, but it's how you use them that's actually going to deliver good work, good reputation, bad reputation, reputational loss. And you don't want to be one of those people in a courtroom citing something wrongly because you haven't verified things. So transparency, explainability, and governance are all going to be really critical in the process for a lawyer. And AI is an instrument, ultimately. It's not accountable. The lawyer's accountable at the end of the day. The professional using it remains accountable. And I think that's going to be key as you build out these policies and processes, that's clear. But at the same time, as systems get better, faster, more confident, the natural response as a human being is to rely more on good quality systems. And if I take a parallel from another industry, so in aviation, I don't know whether we've got any aviation enthusiasts in the room, but there's this concept called automation complacency, where ultimately, if you're a pilot and you rely on your autopilot permanently for thousands of hours, and then when you have a crisis strikes, you actually need to go back to your real base instincts, your skills, how to fly the plane manually. The law has the same risk, right? You actually have to have that legal nous, that legal capability to be able to handle things and to provide that judgment. And so if you look at how professional grade AI is changing, including things like research workflows, verification is really, really critical now. How do you actually verify the output? What are you doing as a person, as a lawyer, using the tool to verify that output as well? In other words, it can't replace the need to check, right? It can help you check, but it can't replace the need to check. And it impacts how you train lawyers moving forward. What do you have to do to train them on how to interact? How do you bring on new junior lawyers to work competently and securely with those tools? But ultimately, AI doesn't have a duty, the lawyer has the duty. So you've got to ask 3 questions. Who reviews the output? What are they reviewing the output for? And are they competent to review the output? And if you get those 3 things right in the process, then tools that people like Thomson Reuters and the other providers here are delivering can really help. And we're building that verification layer into all of our products and services so that when you actually deliver an answer or a research memo to an end user, you know what it's based on. You can see how it was created. And I think that is going to be critical moving forward.
I love your example about the aviation system, right? So we are still in the pilot seat. We are actually, making sure the direction is correct and, no crash happen. It's still our responsibility, yes. Okay, last question to our speakers. I still can see a lot of sort of hesitations, from the audience. If you can just say one sentence to persuade the hesitant lawyers in this room to start using AI today, what would you say from Hinhan?
I think maybe it's a matter of competitiveness. If your neighboring law firm is already using AI, they've increased their speed by 50%. Is the client going to come to you or come to the other side? So that's, yeah.
I'll just on that echo what Rob has said. Try, use it, and verify it, and that is how you build your trust on whatever tools that you have been using, instead of just doing that from scratch.
Thank you.
AI won't replace lawyers, but lawyers who use AI could end up replacing lawyers that don't. Give it a go. It's fun. It's a new experience.
Thank you. Daniel?
I'm going to give a serious answer and a non-serious answer. Serious answer, anyone who's been using AI for a few years now, the conversations I'm having with them, the places they've got to through application of use, it's incredible. It's further than I thought they would be. And that gap's getting bigger every day. So those lawyers that are fluent in using these tools, they're charging ahead. And it's going to be harder to catch up the longer you take to start. Second bit is, interviewed a partner in New Zealand the other week, and he said he spends more time with his family since AI came along. And I thought that was beautiful. So there's an incentive.
Absolutely.
So my short answer is you should start and learning by doing. So the legal profession has always depended on trust, judgment, and responsibility. So AI does not change that foundation. So AI cannot replace lawyer unless the accountability of our society changes. But law firms who knows how to harness AI produce better results that helps to build that trust. Thank you.
Very quickly, try it as a lawyer and try AI as an individual. Use it in your personal life. Of course, the scrutiny, the security is very different. But as a parent, as a son, as a daughter, try it, use it in your own life, use it as a lawyer, and you'll see, as with any tool, the more you use, the more you know where it can excel and it can help, and where are the shortcomings. Of course, knowing AI and knowing how things have rapidly developed, what doesn't work today can work tomorrow.
Actually, a lot of people worry about AI will replace our jobs, but actually, AI itself is not going to replace our job. But the one who use AI, maybe, yeah.
So my short answer is adoption and also security. Last year, we held over 100 companies to conduct the adoption program with the security awareness training. This is very important. You have the foundation, then you have the confidence to move forward.
Thank you. Fantastic. I think you guys have completed the closing remark that I'm going to say anyway. Thank you. Before we move to our closing, I just want to open to the floor from the audience. Any question from the audience? Please keep your questions short and focused if you have any. Okay, President Tong. It's going to be a question, I believe.
No. Very simple. I just want to ask the one that I'm going to select, the service provider. So,
okay.
So you mentioned about Copilot. The one you mentioned is just a normal Copilot, is a Copilot 365.
Okay. Okay. I think
technical.
Very good question, because the branding about Copilot confuse many people, right? You can download the free of charge Copilot on your iPhone or anything else. But there is a chargeable Copilot we call MV65 Copilot. The main difference is that the MV65 Copilot can connect to your business data, which is your Teams, your email, and then SharePoint, that kind of thing. And I think for the business, you definitely MV65 Copilot.
So you just mentioned about that every single morning, the Copilot will summary all your emails, the tasks.
Yes.
So it's 365 then?
Yes.
Okay. So we have to pay then?
Let me add a bit. Actually, sorry to say that. Actually, there are a lot of brands out there. You can try.
Okay, President Tong is going to be a difficult client. Be aware of that. Okay.
We can achieve. Yeah.
Okay, great. Any more questions? Okay, that gentleman.
Hi, my name is Rocky. I'm the founder of LexGoTech. Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Rocky. I'm a student at HKUST and also the founder of a legal tech startup called Terracotta. I have a question for our panelists from the DOJ. In terms of sort of building a startup in the legal tech area, there's quite a bit of regulatory tape. Like, let's say, for example, if I wanted to use judgments from the judiciary, there's copyright concerns, regulatory concerns like this. I'm curious, from the regulatory standpoint, is there any future policy that's going to incentivize or sort of reduce some of the red tape in encouraging more people to build legal tech solutions for the Hong Kong community? Thank you.
Thank you. So that's question perhaps. Peggy, do you want to take that question?
We're representing the government.
I wish I could. For judgments on the judiciary's website, I think you could use it for legitimate purposes. I don't see any problem with that. And then some of the services provided could explain it a bit in your demonstration, perhaps, about how you build your database, because the original source is important. And for DOJ, we also put up summaries of cases and judgments on our website, and that is also free for your use as well. And I encourage you to use them. And for tax-savvy answers, I will leave it to the panelists and the experts, perhaps in our next session.
Great. There's something to expect. Okay, let's take one more question before we wrap up. That gentleman.
Hello, my name is Edmund. Simple question on Copilot. So
Copilot again.
When I use M365,
yes.
So do I know where my data would go? Is it going to leave Hong Kong, or is everything going to stay within this jurisdiction?
Okay.
Thank you.
When you consume data through Copilot, where is the data, right? It's all about the setting of your MV65. It's not really related to Copilot because underlay the AI tools, for example, Copilot is all about the data. So we need take a look how you manage your data security. And also, if we comply with some regulation, like just I mentioned, GDPR or something like that. Yeah.
And for these questions, I have a little bit of supplement. It's because our company is actually the user of Microsoft as well. Yeah, the group decision. But anyway, when you are trying to, when you worry about the data location, and actually you can negotiate with Microsoft and see if you want to stay the data in Hong Kong, and I know they can do it. Yeah, right, Teddy? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think that brings to the end of our roundtable discussion. Thank you to all our speakers today, and thank you again for Law Society for hosting us in such a wonderful venue. Last but not least, if I may, just want to add something to what our speaker said. I think Hong Kong has always been a city that move fast, adapt fast, and lead in confidence. I think we should carry that spirit on, and as we build our future and next chapter of the legal innovation together. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Chris. And I have thoroughly enjoyed the panel and giving us very good food for thought. And may I now invite Chris and the panelists to step forward to take a group photo. Thank you to capture this very important moment and a special session. Thank you again. So would the photographers get ready? Thank you.
Oh, you can see that. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, here. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Another one. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Thank you once again, Chris and Ernest, and also Hinhan, and also the representative from the services providers. Thank you very much. Please return to your seat and let's move on to a very important session today. This is the Lightning LawTech demonstrations by our wonderful LawTech services providers. In this session, 6 services providers will each have 8 minutes to showcase to you their LawTech solutions and their tools. Through the demonstration, what we are hoping is to help you all to get a good grasp of the latest legal technology that are available, and they help you to identify the possible solutions that would fit your practice. So just a brief remark, in case you would wonder, the order of the presentation for today is drawn by lots. So it doesn't reflect any preferences or ranking. Another reminder to all services providers, time is of the essence. This phrase is no cliche today. As aptly demonstrated by Chris and the panelists just now, we are right on time. So please be on time. And in a few minutes later, there will be a timer to be shown on the top of the screen. It was our original plan to show the timer in a more visible manner with reference to our experiences from international conferences. But I've been told today that because of some setup issues, this would be at the top position, soon to be shown on the screen, would be the best position we are getting today. So wherever the position is, the message is loud and clear. Please be on time, 8 minutes. So without further ado, let us hear from the first presentation, Lexis and Nexus, Mr. Timothy Ho. May I invite you to be on stage? That's my time. So could you please, the Law Society, thank you.
Deputy Secretary for Justice, President of Law Society, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name's Timothy. I'm of LexisNexis. I'm happy to kickstart the lightning round and to present our AI to all of you. I see my time has already started. I just kicked to the chase. So our AI is called Protege. So as the panelists mentioned about our responsible AI providers. So as a responsible AI provider, I'd like to show you 2 things we want to mention in this slide. First thing is about confidentiality. So we care a lot about your information, your privileged documents, your confidential information. So we don't use any of your data to train our AI. And second, your data will be anonymized and also encrypted. Last but not least, we will also use independent third party to audit whether we do as we claim. I try to give it as brief as possible, so it's not exhaustive, but just to give you an idea in terms of how we protect your confidentiality. The other thing is about hallucination, because we know how much of risk of reputational risk that if something false and that's inaccurate that may happen. So we hire local lawyers like you guys to test to see whether our AI answers is good enough. We also train the AI based on our own decades of resources that you guys have been using since law school. And last but not least, we also leverage the technology of retrieval or meta generation to mitigate the risk of hallucination. If you're interested to know more, please feel free to check with us and also Google the details about it. Now, I would like to show you a short clip to show you how our AI actually works. I'll also do some voiceover because of time, so bear with me. So this is Protege. Our AI actually can serve 4 different tasks. So I'll go through them one by one. The first one is ask. Basically, you can ask any question that you want, regardless of what practice areas that you specialize in. So this is just one simple example. And so you can ask the question, the AI will answer the relevant answers. Later on, we'll also provide authorities to tell you why we should do something like this. Then you can also ask AI to draft emails, agreements, clauses, as you see fit. So this is just one of the examples that you can have it right away just by asking it, and the AI will provide it right away. Thirdly, it's about summarizing a judgment. You don't need to upload anything. Just let us know the citation, the case name. We'll let you know it right away in summary, both Chinese and English. Last but not least, you can also upload documents onto our AI. You can upload a single document or up to 500 documents as you like. And then you can ask the AI based on the documents that you have uploaded. The AI will do the analysis for you. And I also heard that colleagues may want to, want the AI to produce a chronology, a timeline, something like this. So this example is going to show later on. It's like you can ask the AI to produce a chronology based on the document that you have uploaded. I believe that would actually help the solicitor barristers, in the room to prepare litigation documents or something like this. So this is just a brief example. So this is Protege, and it's actually grounded in our own data. So this would be a short, a little bit of a summary. So this is Protege. Now, I'm not done. I still got time. So we have found some really interesting use cases that I'll share with you. I will use in both litigation and corporate to cater the most of the rooms, like heated practice areas. I didn't forget a family or conveyancing and criminal law, but just as a demonstrative purposes. So here on litigation for legislation, you can ask AI on any ordinances in Hong Kong, whatever section or even subsection. This is just one example, will be on section 16C or subsection 1B of the legal aid ordinance. Just ask it. The AI will provide the relevant authorities. What are the cases that actually match on point? You can also cover rules of the High Court or rules of the District Court as well. Just let us know which order, which rule you want to ask. Then the AI will provide you the relevant list of cases right away. As I said, we support both English and Chinese. We're Hong Kong, so we need Chinese information. So even your question was asked in Chinese, the answer provided in both English and Chinese. Even though the authorities were written in English, we're still going to provide you anyway. So we speak like a Hong Konger. So both English and Chinese are available at the same time. So this is like a criminal law example, as you see the GOSH test in here. Other than this, we know how important is accuracy. So when you ask a question, you will see we pinpoint exactly which section, which paragraph of the ordinance or the judgment in order to support the answers that you're seeing on AI. And what you're seeing here, these are verbatim writings, or as from the original source. You can click the link, you can fact check it and verify whether they're actually accurate. So you can submit this part to the court, the ones that I've highlighted there. The one on top, those are written by AI. All right, so I'd like to show you how you can verify and fact check it on your own. So this is some really interesting scenario. You can ask AI to evaluate if you have a case, whether you have a ground of appeal, whether you have lost or you have won a case. You can ask the AI to do something like that. It's just one of the examples we find interesting. It's not exhaustive. So you see the AI will analyze it based on the facts in the judgment. I've also shown to the judge, and that we also provide the conclusion whether the AI find that if there is any sustainable ground of appeal. And the AI find is the judge actually wrote pretty well, so there's no sustainable ground of appeal. So they put a smile on the judge's face. So it's just to show you this would be on litigation-wise. This is something that you can play with. I didn't forget about our corporate colleague. So other than litigation, we also know that corporate draft a lot of documents, including in-house counsel. So you can ask AI to draft documents, SPA or whatever commercial non-contentious agreements that you would like. You can ask the AI to draft based on whether you're pro-seller, pro-buyer, pro-licensor, pro-licensee. Just put a very simple prompt in there. If you like, we have a prompting class. We're happy to share that with you. So you will see a full-length per share purchase agreement, SPA. It's available here. For in-house, if you need to draft some, compliance policy manual, something like that, just let us know, and then the AI would draft the full compliance policy manual right away. So support both in-house and also law firm, whatever practice areas that you specialized in. So other than based on documents that we provide, you can also upload your own documents as well. So as I said, you can upload 500 documents per vote, or you can upload, there are a lot of votes that you can use. And we're expanding it, so later on you will upload far more than 500 in the future. And right now we support 20 megabytes, but future will be expanded way beyond that, I believe probably this year, if not sooner. So that would be the documents that you can upload. Based on the documents you have uploaded, you can ask AI to identify, are there any risk in the agreements you have uploaded? Whether it's agreements or pleadings, you can just ask it. The AI will, based on the documents that you have, and that would tell you the ideas and for your reference. And then you can also ask AI, how can I mitigate the risk based on the risk the AI has identified for you? So this would be something like this. Last but not least, right now we have general AI, which means that we connect to real-time data. So if you have any clients that you serve or in-house counsel, you want to know about your own company, then you can ask AI. The AI will tell you all the risks the companies face. It's just one example, but the point I want to make in here is that we connect to real-time data. I redact the name of the company to protect the identity of the company, but just to show how that works. So this is it. If you want to know more about our AI, please feel free to scan a QR code. So we provide a private, secure, and authoritative legal AI, and we designed it for Hong Kong. Sorry? Still, I got some seconds. So we have more enhancement in the future. We call agentic skills. So feel free to talk to us for more. Thank you very much.
So thank you, Timothy, for a very thorough and to the point and on time presentation. Thank you once again. So let's move on to the second presentation by Cleo. Daniel, if I may, please, over to you.
Hello. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me. This session has been fantastic already and benefit to all, I'm sure. So I got moved out of a sales role about a year ago, and I work in thought leadership now, and it means I talk a lot more. So 8 minutes is going to be a real challenge. And also I want to veer away from kind of product demonstration and more give narrative about the why of what we're building. So throughout the next 7.5 minutes, I'm going to try and set out the stage of the concept of what we are building. And if you want to see it in action, I will leave business cards on the table following the end of the session. So about Clio. Clio works now with about 1 million practitioners around the world. I personally work with about 200 barristers in Hong Kong, about 30 law firms and 10 in-house teams. And to give where we are, I need to tell you where we came from because it's very important. So Clio traditionally was a practice management tool used widely around the world, born out of Canada originally. It does everything you would imagine a practice management tool does. It allows you to store your documents. It allows you to bill your customers. It allows you to manage your matters, do your online payments, and just organize your business. They've launched really cool things like a mobile app and do huge promotional campaigns around small law firm owners running their practices from the beach. So it's all about enabling the business of law to be as smooth as possible so that lawyers can spend more time doing the high value, strategic, complex parts of their work. So without going into too much detail, the practice management tool is exactly that. It holds the DNA of a law firm, every email correspondence, every document that goes through your business. It is your IP, it is how you run your business, it is the DNA of your firm that keeps things moving along. At the end of last year, Clio acquired a platform called Vincent AI, which is actually more widely known in Hong Kong and more widely used. Vincent AI is a legal assistant. It allows you to conduct legal research. You can ask questions of Hong Kong law and get answers, of course, with the need of verification, etc. It allows you to drop documents in, build chronologies. It allows you to review contracts, do redlining, etc. Everything you would expect a practice of law tool to do. I actually spend quite a lot of my time in Hong Kong at the moment, and I've had the pleasure of working with our customers here and building out specific use cases for our practitioners in the Hong Kong market. So about a third of my job now is going into a law firm or a chambers and sitting literally on the desk next to a barrister or a lawyer and saying, well, firstly, just watching what they do. And secondly, saying, what parts of your job do you feel overqualified for and that are taking up a huge amount of your time, but aren't actually applying any legal knowledge? They're just administrative tasks around your work. And then I go away and try and speed those parts of that job up as much as possible. Be that moving the jumping off point of legal research to 40, 50% instead of starting from scratch. Be that reviewing documents and getting summaries or interrogating contracts and things like that. So that's our two product sets. Practice management to store your firm's business, your IP, your DNA. And then our legal AI assistant, which contains primary legal material that we've collected over the last 40 years, and for you to interrogate additional documents relevant to the matter that you're handling. And I set those two products out independently because for the last 20 years, they were. But the point of the acquisition that happened at the end of last year, this was the biggest legal tech acquisition that's ever happened. We got bought for $1 billion in November. Why did they buy us? Because their vision was the combination of business of law and practice of law would provide utopia to each of our users. So to set the stage for that, whenever I'm running, a big part of my job is also running training and thought leadership on how to effectively use AI. And one thing I always come back to is context. Context can come in a number of forms. It can come in the form of case law and legislation. It can come in the form of the documents that go through your business, contracts that you've written, playbooks that you have, etc. But essentially, context is the difference between an AI tool doing work and an AI tool doing meaningful work. So, to give that as an example, a very popular thing that people did with AI to start, I'm just going to check the time, 2 minutes. People asked AI to draft an NDA, for example. If you do that, it's going to draft you something that looks like an NDA, and it might, to a non-legally trained eye, look like a good document. If you say to a tool, draft me an NDA, it will be between a government organization and a private supplier for the sale of goods. The agreement should last for 6 months while we complete the contracting process. Sensitive documents need to be shared. Penalties need to apply for the breach. With all of that context, its first pass of drafting is going to be hugely more accurate to something that you can use. So Clio have spent 2 decades helping clients manage and track their actions within their own practice, their IP, their firm's DNA, your differentiator from the competition. And VLEX, the owners of Vincent, spent 3 decades collecting the largest legal database of information around the world. So put all that together, firm and matter-specific information and primary legal information. When you are using AI, it feels like it was building things that were done by you. The other point of it, beyond just context, is the lack of requirement to move between platforms. So previously, you might bill your customer in Clio, you might do an email marketing campaign in HubSpot, you might do your legal research on Hong Kong Lee or one of the other providers, manage your matter in Clio, check your email correspondence in Gmail, and draft an engagement letter in Word. Now you can do all of that within one platform. So rather than just be an AI-powered research tool or an AI-powered contract drafter, it is bringing all of that capability into one place. So it means you literally have the power of a law firm out of a box, essentially. And what people say, before we integrated those two platforms, when people logged into things like Vincent, they said, every time I log into my legal AI tool, it's like it's never met me before. Outputs feel generic. After, when I log into Clio to complete tasks, it not only knows what I want to do, it knows how I like things done. And then just to finish off, we touched on security earlier. I think that's really important. SOC 2, ISO 27001, but the support piece is more important. I've worked with so many firms that bought an AI tool 1 or 2 years ago and barely touch it. They just wanted to tick a box to say they were using AI. Now I'm having people come to me and say, I want to meaningfully adopt AI. I want to work with a vendor who understands my business to drive real outputs. And that's something that we aim to provide all of our customers. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Once again, thank you for bringing to us a very comprehensive demonstration and right on time. So next, may we invite Wise Law. The representative is Mr. Lei Zhen. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Zhen.
Thank you very much for the invitation. And today it's my honor to introduce Lawrence, our digital employee, to you. And Lawrence is built by WiseLaw, a poly incubated company, and I'm the COO of this firm. And sorry. So Lawrence is not only an assistant, but a legal digital employee. By saying that, the focus is that it's not about question and answer, but execution. So ideally, our vision is that lawyers can return the judgment and accountability job, those works. And AI Lawrence can do the execution of the structured, tedious work that lawyers don't want to do. By saying that as a legal digital employee, Lawrence can work 24/7, and it has its persistent memory. That's the enterprise level persistent memory. And also, Lawrence is doing legal work based on the legal skills built by WiseLaw and our partners, and also the clients, the lawyers can build their own skill sets. And we segregate the files and by workspaces. And so for the high trust environment, we have several ways to do so. We have local deployment, we have secure sandbox, and we have action audit trail and workspace level segregation, reviewable outputs. I will show you a video to introduce the more functions of Lawrence.
Hi, I'm Lawrence. I'm from WiseLaw, built by a Hong Kong PolyU incubated company. Your legal digital employee. Glad to join your team. Lawrence isn't a chatbot. He's a professional AI employee. He understands, asks, and verifies, then delivers usable results. Lawrence combines legal, operations, and AI. He supports legal teams and law firms with contract review and legal research, compliance work, and workflow setup. Once the capabilities are clear, place him in a real team. He has roles and permissions. He works with sales, legal, and operation department. Lawrence is a digital employee because he has his own computer, email, accounts, and workspace. This is his digital workstation. You can also connect WhatsApp, Telegram, and DingTalk, WeCom, email, and desktop apps. Next, assign work like a colleague. Use voice, text, files, or email. Set the deadline and standards. Lawrence first understands and breaks it down, then enters the workspace. From then on, Lawrence moves into execution and sends results through the same channel. Once assigned, it is not one and done. Step 1, enterprise memory, to align rules and context. Step 2, check laws, policies, and approvals. Clarify the boundaries. Step 3, review quality, cost, and materials. Mark gaps and risks. Finally, create the deliverable. Beyond capability, security matters more. The model is only Lawrence's brain. Wise Studio gives him a full digital workstation, so Lawrence can work safely long-term. Each user gets a workspace. Tasks run in a secure sandbox. Cases and projects stay isolated. Only necessary tools are used. Full audit logs are retained. Every step is traceable. Original files are processed and redacted locally. Cloud only gets safe task packages. Results are restored locally after reasoning. The system records inputs, evidence, actions, and results. Contracts and customer data stay inside the local secure workspace. parties, payment terms, liability, and more are handled locally for data sovereignty. Outputs exclude original sensitive fields, so the team gets ready-to-use materials. Security is the baseline. Real efficiency comes from professional skills. Start with legal compliance. See Lawrence handle expert tasks. Contract review cannot only flag issues, it needs fixes. Lawrence scans each clause, spotting payment, termination, indemnity, and dispute risks, then gives edits and negotiation points. For legal research, conclusions need citations and review. Lawrence searches statutes and case law together, keeps citations, and outputs findings. Due diligence cannot stop at names. Lawrence traces ownership, affiliates, and past risks, and turns links into a clear risk map. Compliance risks keep changing. Teams cannot watch constantly. Lawrence monitors new rules and anomalies, triggers alerts, and keeps audit records. Beyond legal compliance, Lawrence also supports strategy and management workflows. Strategy research often has too much data, but scattered judgment. Lawrence integrates customer feedback, market shifts, and competitors, then distills strategy options. Goal alignment means turning ideas into actions. Lawrence creates goals, owners, milestones, and acceptance criteria, so everyone knows next steps. Management loops get messy. During follow-up, Lawrence tracks meeting conclusions, blockers, and owners, then builds reviews and next actions. In marketing, Lawrence links content, leads, and strategy. Content growth takes more than inspiration. Lawrence monitors accounts and trending topics, turning signals into topics and scripts. Self-media wastes time on message rewrites. Lawrence keeps the brand viewpoint, then adapts it for WeChat, RedNote, LinkedIn, and short video. Marketing reviews must show content, channel, and lead quality. Lawrence compares performance data, finds strong points, and suggests the next strategy. Now, a specific global expansion scenario. The challenges are jurisdictions, time zones, plus changing risks. Lawrence embeds legal, compliance, and operational judgment into workflows, then connects experts, institutions, and channels. For long-term global support, helping companies expand steadily. Every move is evidence-based. Beyond tasks, expertise keeps evolving. Every business material can match the right skill. Lawrence calls it, for fast execution, the skill library keeps growing, with 100+ professional skills and more to come. After skills are reused, teams must master them. So training and support come last. Not just tool training, it runs real business. Support builds reusable templates, checklists, and dedicated skills. Capabilities enter daily workflows, so the digital employee joins the team. WiseLaw delivers more than a tool, practical and verifiable. A professional employee that keeps upgrading. Give me a task, a contract, a batch of files, or a complex compliance issue. I'll review it, analyze it, verify the details, and turn it into you can use. Don't just take our word for it. See the results. I'm Lawrence, your AI employee.
Yeah, very good timing, right?
Thank you.
If you are interested in Lawrence, our colleague Eddie and Rui is at site, and you can ask them for brochures. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank for your demonstration and bringing to us the apparently very powerful Lawrence. So next, we'd like to hear from Teddy. Over to you. Thank you.
Hello. Good evening. Good afternoon, everyone. So, may I ask my first question? Any of you are using M365? I mean, the SharePoint, the Teams, something email, right? Are you using the Copilot, whether free version or pay version? Okay, I see the hand. Good. Okay. So today I will share something about Copilot. It's a chargeable version, but it's amazing. Let's take a look first. Okay. So the first demo I'd like to introduce is all about the legal agent. I'm from tech background. I just have few time chance to go to the legal firm. But in my memory, there is a lot of documentation, printed document anywhere, right? So I think Microsoft Word is the frequently used application in your office, right? If you have the Copilot, there is a legal agent that is built by Microsoft. Let's take a look first.
Before you've read a single clause, you're already jumping between files. With the legal agent, you stay in one view. Drop the playbook directly into Word, and the legal agent automatically transforms it into a structured set of editable, AI-friendly rules that reflect your in-house standards. Next, use the legal agent to work through the contract clause by clause and suggest crisp red lines that change only what's needed. The legal agent applies your playbook across the contract and groups clauses into clear buckets so you can quickly triage what to look at first. It helps keep relevant context visible. You can see the clause, the rule it's being measured against, and the guidance your team has written around it. Accept the legal agent's edits one by one or apply them all at once, and you have a redlined version ready to send back. But negotiation rarely stops at one round. The counterparty comes back with their red lines, and you're juggling other matters when the email lands. You quickly want to know what changed, where, and does it matter? Ask the legal agent for a table that summarizes the changes, and it quickly provides a focused view of what needs attention, with citations back to the contract language. From there, responding is straightforward. The legal agent can reduce the need to manually pick through red lines. Give it a plain English instruction and, just how lawyers accept and reject track changes in negotiation, the agent proposes a revision that reflects your position, with the option to add an explanatory comment for your counterparty.
Okay. So I think in the market there is a lot of LawTech application, the standalone application. But if I'm the lawyer, I would like to have something that can integrate the application that I used to work with daily, which is Microsoft Work. And then this is one of the first industry agent in Microsoft for legal industry. So this agent, we can upload some instruction or some standard from your company, and this will be transformed to the skill of this agent, and then this legal agent will based on this kind of standard to build a rule and then to review the document such as a contract, something like that. Okay. So the legal agent will give the command and suggestion to you based on different rule. You can review one by one and apply something you think makes sense. Certainly, it will automatically check changes to make sure you can check all the history and also co-edit with other colleagues. Okay, so this is a legal agent. The second one I'd like to share is another agent that you can find in Copilot. We call researcher. So if you have some topic that you are not familiar, in previously you maybe Google search, but right now I think most of the people, including me, I would use the AI tools to find some content first, right? But one of the questions is that, is it reliable if we just rely on one agent? So in Copilot, there is a model council. It will use two major model, one from OpenAI, another from Anthropic, to do the research. Let's take a look. Okay. So for example, this is my prompt. So is it make sense for the SME firm to adopt the NV65 Copilot? This is my question, right? Maybe your question as well. Let's take a look. Okay. Okay. So in the researcher, I select the model console and put my prompt over there. Let's go ahead. And then the agent will clarify something with me, but it's just demo. I just ask the agent, just go ahead. Okay. And then we have two models. One GPT, another is Claude, and they will do the report, do the research. It takes some time. Actually, I just fast forward. It's actually around 10 minutes something. And then it will give the summary. Also, there is some area of agreement and some area of disagreement here. Let's take a look at. Okay. So first thing, it will show some area that common agreed. For example, it can save some the hour and to make you more efficiency at work. And then also the GPT and the Claude also found the cost of this license. But I think the Claude is more advanced because it identified there is a discount price, $18 before end of June. Okay. Yeah, this is true. Not the example. Okay. And then there is also something disagreement, right? Like the saving the hours, GPT said it 3.5 hour, right? Claude saying that is 11 hours, something like that. After combine these two findings, and then this is the report and for the end user consideration. And lastly, there is some suggest next action you can move forward and to find some more content. Yeah, I think these two agents can help to mitigate some workload from a legal firm and how to do the work faster. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Teddy. Next, we have two services providers. Let's hear from Rico first. Two thanks, Wilson and Michael. Over to you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, we're LegalTech and Rico, and together have developed an AI legal translator called Seth. Is there sorry. So this is our team. We have legal translation experts and AI experts from around the world. We're also funded by Cyberport. So like any other AI translator, of course, we are fast and we simplify the workflow and we increase the productivity of lawyers. But more importantly, what sets us apart is that Seth writes like a Hong Kong lawyer. What that means is that Seth not only it translates legal text accurately, but it also writes like somebody who understands Hong Kong Chinese and common law Chinese. So this is done through, as we develop Seth, we focus on 5 elements of legal translation. That would be the consistency of the language, accuracy of legal terms, and comprehension. We understand the original text, and restructuring that would be when we write the translated text, that would be rearranged in an order that it's grammatically correct in the translated text language, and also the writing style. So Seth is amazing at all those, sorry, how do I go back? In the 5 areas, but don't just take my word for it. Let's look at what others have said. So we have been in active discussions with an institution that has huge translation need, huge judgment translation need, to be precise. And they, of course, have already adopted AI translation service, paid AI translation service, but it doesn't harm to try out new ones. They have tested our AI, and we have been tested ferociously. On one occasion, we were asked to translate an old English judgment written in convoluted, complex language that is very difficult to understand, and they wanted to review our work on the spot. The room was in sepulchral silence. Moments later, the head of their translation team broke the silence and said, in Chinese, 有啲文采啊. What she meant, what's more important is what she says after. That is, Ceph seems to understand the importance of syntactic focus. And what that means is that with legal writing, often we like to write in a very concise manner, very concentrated manner, with lots of concepts, ideas tightly packed in one sentence or one paragraph or throughout the whole piece of legal writing. But it would be very difficult to understand for the reader to follow without placing the emphasis or focus on a particular subject matter. And Ceph understands that. So in the translation, in the translated text, Ceph always placed the focus at the subject matter at where it should be. So this is one of the sentences extracted from that Old English judgment. I've displayed it in a vertical manner so that more importance go on top, less important goes to the bottom. And let's look at what's in the box. So obviously, time's more important than the subject at. So the focus should be placed on the subject matter time. And the correct way to translate it would be to place the focus, of course, on the particular time instead of the act. That is precisely what Ceph has done on that occasion. And not only on this particular sentence, but throughout the whole piece of English, Old English judgment, Ceph has done that quite consistently, and they were impressed. And not just that institution, but also the other lawyers who have had the experience of using Ceph. This is a video showing how we use Ceph. This is a user interface, drag and drop the document, and it will process the document for you. And then there's a translation, there's an editing tool where you can highlight and change the words to however you like it. I think it should be faster than what's in here. So the reason why Ceph performs so well with legal translation is that we have complete control over the three pillars of AI development. That would be the base model, the training data, and the fine-tuning. So this slide is basically saying like how it's very expensive to develop the base model and to maintain a base model. With Recall, I think they spend just in Hong Kong, in Cyberport, they have a data center. Then they spend in the ballpark somewhere around 50 million Hong Kong dollars in setting up that data center that runs just this AI hub. It's important that we have Recall to be our ardent supporter, because with the base model, when they update the base model, say if we work with GPT, they won't have Ceph in mind. They don't really care how the updating of their base model would affect Ceph. But Recall would, we are spoiled by them that whenever they update the model, they always have Ceph in mind. They will ask us like if that would actually help advance Ceph in the future. And then the data set, all the data are verified by our legal translation experts. There's no synthetic data at all, so that's why it is of top quality. And then fine-tuning, obviously, we have complete control over that. Like we dictate however we want Ceph to become in the future. And all that comes down to the importance of having complete control throughout the whole AI development process. For that, we get to decide what Ceph is now and what Ceph will become in the future. And that is an AI translator that would translate legal text accurately, but also understand the importance, understand Hong Kong Chinese, acknowledges that Hong Kong Chinese is a unique language as well as a culture. So if you are interested in joining us in our pursuit, or journey, if you will, please use Ceph and provide us feedback, because your feedback would form parts of the training data that will help shape our next chapter. And the opportunity starts here, where if you're interested, please scan the QR code and our team will contact you in due course. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rico.
Ceph is ready for test use. Please contact us, huh?
Thank you. Thank you. So last but certainly not the least, we'd like to hear from Thomson Reuters. Sasa, please, over to you. Thank you.
So, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sasa Lam, Legal Solutions from Thomson Reuters. So today you've sat through a lot of AI demos today, and before I show you anything, let me ask you one question. When the AI gives you an answer, how do you know it is right? That's the next 8 minutes are about. So most AI tools work the same way. You type a question, you get an answer, and you type the next one. You are doing all the driving. It can't check your own work or change the course. Agentic AI is different. You set the goal, it plans the work, runs it across multiple steps at once, checks the results, adjusts, and you're not driving. You are reviewing what comes back. That gap matters more than it sounds. And this is AI Deep Research, the first professional-grade agentic research capability in legal, live on Practical Law and Co-Counsel now. You ask the question, it runs the research. 4 stages. It reads your question and breaks it into sub-issues before it starts. It builds a plan, then it researches across Practical Law and Westlaw. Then a second AI checks the work. When you get the report, every stage is logged. You can see exactly what it did and why. That third stage is the one worth pausing on. The agent checking the work, it's not the same one that produced it. It goes through every sentence, every citation. Does the source actually say what the answer claims? If it doesn't hold up, it rewrites it before you see it. Not a disclaimer at the bottom, built into the process. That's what makes it fiduciary grade. So what you get back is not a chat reply. It is a research report, structured and sourced and auditable, with an executive summary, a table of contents, and proper sections. Every claim has an inline citation to the exact passage, with case status flags attached. And there is a full research trail behind it, showing every step and every source considered. Defensible, traceable, and exportable. So here you can see where you enter your query, and in the middle where the AI plans its research, lays out its steps, and starts populating the information it finds under each step of the plan. And finally, it presents the research report, structured and verifiable with sources from Westlaw and Practical Law. One more thing. The AI is only as good as the content behind it. And deep research is grounded on our trusted databases, curated by experienced lawyers, editorially reviewed, kept current, not scraped from the open web. Generic AI hallucinates because it's trained on everything, and this is trained on the right things. So let's have a look at how it works today. And that was deep research on Practical Law and Westlaw. Now, the same thing inside Co-Counsel, where you can upload your documents. What you see on the screen is Co-Counsel, your legal AI assistant. I've initiated the AI deep research skill and asked a question about data breach. And this is what came back. You've got an executive summary, then sections by issue, notification obligations, regulatory exposure, litigation risk, contractual claims. So every finding is cited back to the practical law source. You can send this to a partner or client as is. And it doesn't stop there. You can keep going from here. Say you are acting for the company and the data breach has happened. You can upload the data processing agreement, which is the contract that was supposed to govern exactly this kind of situation, and then ask co-counsel to review it based on the deep research report. Co-counsel just show you every gap and problematic clause in that contract. So for a solicitor, that's your advice letter. For a barrister, that's your instruction reviewed. And for in-house, that's the gap analysis you otherwise spend a day producing. And review is just one skill. From the same session, you can ask co-counsel to draft the remediation clauses, summarize the key risks for client update, or turn the research report into an advice memo. The workflow doesn't end. It goes as far as the matter takes you. AI deep research is available today here in Hong Kong on Practical Law and Co-Counsel. And the capability is continuing to be rolled out in Thomson Reuters services around the globe. In every case, it is grounded in authoritative, trusted content written and curated by our teams of experts in the markets we serve, so that it produces quality, verifiable, and trustable output that lawyers can swear by. And this is what sets Thomson Reuters apart.
Okay.
That's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Sasa. And once again, thank you to all our services providers for their constructive presentation, for exercising their professional judgment to be constructive and on time. So please stay with us for a few more moments because I have some good news for you and a request. Good news first. As briefly mentioned by Mr. Martin Ho SC in his opening remarks, the DOJ is hosting the LawTech Fest this year again in our flagship promotion event, the Hong Kong Legal Week. So please save your day, join us and learn more and gain more insights. The request, please share with us your observations for today's session. We need to hear from you. We need to improve and we need to grow with you. And so please, on the screen in a moment, there will be a QR code for the form. For members of the Bar Association, please scan the form. And for Law Society members, if you applied for this session through the app, please fill in the form through the app. So we need to hear from you because of another piece of very probable good news. The DOJ is actively considering the possibility of a short-term funding program for eligible members of the legal profession. Our aim is to facilitate you to adopt AI solutions in a more practical and effective manner. So please, we need to hear from you so that we could reach your needs with our resources. So thanks again for joining us, and I hope you would have a very good afternoon. Thank you.